In this story, the narrator is the man who has employed Yulia as the governance of his children, and he tries to play this trick on Yulia, and then he gives Yulia various reasons, and then makes various deductions in her pay of 2 months, which was 80 rubles, and he reduces it to 11 rubles with various deductions. After this much deductions and getting only what was a very little fraction of what her rightful pay was, Yulia just accepts it and says thank you to the narrator for the pay, and the narrator gets very furious on Yulia because she can't because she didn't stood up for herself, and gives her a wake up call, and gives her a lecture telling her that she should have stood up for herself, and she should have protested against the narrator, and she should have asked the narrator for her rightful pay. But Yulia didn't. Yulia just accepted the little fraction of her pay and just said thank you, which made narrator very furious, because Yulia Yulia was very weak and timid, and because it was not good for Yulia to be this weak and timid and not and spineless, which narrator calls her. The narrator points out how it is how it is possible for someone to be such spineless like Yulia. And after this lecture, the narrator gives Yulia her full pay, which was rightfully hers. And even after that, Yulia several times said thank you to the narrator, and that made narrator think that how easy it is, how very easy it is to be strong if in these times, as he compared himself to Yulia. So that was a summary, and now I would like to share some opinion and interpretations about the story. So firstly, in the end of the story, when the narrator says how it is very easy to be strong in this world, is narrator comparing himself to Yulia, because if the what the strength or being stronger or weaker than someone is relative, clearly a relative term, but he says in the way that he is indirectly comparing to Yulia. So he states this relativeness of strength, and how if you are how strong, how being strong is a relative statement.